Hey there, future officers.
Oh, hey.
Getting ready for the UPSC, right?
Right.
We know it's a marathon, not a sprint,
It is.
and keeping up with current affairs is key.
Oh, absolutely.
So consider this your daily dose of what really matters.
Okay.
We're diving deep into the news from January 14th, 2025
Okay.
to extract the insights that'll give you an edge.
All right. Sounds good.
And get this. Today's deep dive takes us on a whirlwind tour.
Okay.
We're talking renewable energy, a bit of economics, even a dash of history and geography.
Wow.
All potential fodder for your prelims and mains.
Nice.
Let's get started.
Sounds great.
Let's kick things off with a sector that's buzzing with both progress and challenges.
Okay.
India's renewable energy scene.
All right.
You've probably seen the headlines. India's renewable energy capacity is growing at a phenomenal pace.
Yeah.
Clocking in at a 16% increase in 2024 alone.
16%. That's pretty phenomenal.
It is.
Yeah.
That brings us to a whopping 209 gigawatts.
209 gigawatts. Wow.
But to really grasp the significance of this, think about India's commitment to reducing its carbon intensity by 45% by 2030.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So,
This growth puts India firmly on track to achieve that target
huge.
and plays a crucial role in global climate change mitigation efforts.
Right.
It's amazing when you think about the sheer scale of this transformation. Solar capacity has practically doubled in just the last year.
Wow.
And wind energy isn't far behind, with a significant jump of 7.64%.
So they're both really making headway.
They are.
Yeah.
Picture this. Vast fields of solar panels soaking up the sun,
Okay.
and wind turbines dotting the landscape, harnessing nature's power.
Yeah.
That's the picture of a nation transitioning to a greener future.
That's an inspiring picture.
It is. It
Wow.
is. But as with any large-scale undertaking, there are challenges. The high upfront costs of these projects can be a hurdle.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then there's the question of integrating this new energy into our existing grid.
Oh,
Plus, we need to be mindful of the potential environmental impacts.
okay.
Think land use and habitat disruption.
So even though it's it's renewable, still got to think about.
Still have to think about those unintended consequences.
Yeah. Okay.
So for all you UPSC aspirants out there, this is where it gets interesting. Imagine you're faced with a mains question about India's energy transition. These challenges, financing, integration, and environmental concerns, they're not just obstacles,
Right.
they're opportunities.
They are.
Think about it.
Yeah.
How can these challenges be addressed through policy, innovation, and international collaboration? Those are the kind of insightful answers that examiners love.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And don't forget the specific initiatives that demonstrate India's commitment.
Okay.
Schemes like the PM Surya Ghar Yojana, which aims to bring rooftop solar to 1 crore households by 2027,
Oh, wow.
and the National Green Hydrogen Mission, targeting 5 million metric tons of green hydrogen production, are prime examples.
That's pretty ambitious.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got this booming renewable energy sector. But what happens to the old stuff? The vehicles that are past their prime?
Oh, yeah.
Those gas guzzlers that are headed for retirement? It might not be as glamorous as solar panels.
Right.
But guess what? There are now rules for those clunkers, too.
Oh, really? New rules, huh?
New rules.
Okay.
You're talking about the Environment Protection, End-of-Life Vehicles Rules 2025. These new regulations, applicable from April 1st, are all about managing those vehicles responsibly and minimizing their environmental impact.
Okay, so what happens to my old car?
Yeah.
Where does it go?
The key principle here is Extended Producer Responsibility, or EPR.
Okay.
In a nutshell, it means making manufacturers accountable for what happens to their products even after they've served their purpose.
Oh, so they can't just
You can't just wash their hands.
wash their hands of it. Yeah.
Think about it. A car company doesn't just wash its hands of the vehicle once it's sold. They now have a responsibility to ensure it's recycled or disposed of in an environmentally sound manner.
So they have to be responsible, basically,
They have to be,
for the whole life cycle.
for the whole life cycle.
Yeah.
But here's something that caught my eye. We already have rules for things like batteries, tires, and e-waste. So why the need for a separate set of rules specifically for vehicles? What do you think?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, vehicles are kind of complex, right? They've got all these different materials
They do.
and parts, so maybe it makes sense to have rules that are tailored to them. I don't know.
It highlights the growing focus on specific waste streams.
Okay.
Vehicles, because of their size, composition, and the potential hazardous materials they contain, pose unique challenges. These tailored regulations allow for targeted measures to ensure responsible recycling and disposal.
Oh, so it's we're getting more specific with our waste management, right?
Exactly.
Instead of just lumping everything together.
Now, switching gears to a topic that might make some people sweat during the exam.
Oh.
Economics.
Okay.
Specifically, let's dive into debt markets.
You're right.
You know where companies go when they need to borrow money?
Right. Yeah.
Ah, yes. A recent report from Niti Aayog highlighted a rather interesting observation. India's government debt market is significantly more developed than its corporate debt market.
Okay.
To give you a sense of the disparity, government securities make up about 68% of India's fixed income universe, while corporate debt lingers at just over 20%.
That's a pretty big difference.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a pretty stark difference. But why should we, as potential policymakers, be concerned about this imbalance?
Well, I guess a healthy economy needs a good mix of debt, right? Like both government and corporate.
Exactly.
So if one is lagging behind, it could hold things back. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here.
Think of it this way.
Okay.
A thriving corporate debt market is like a well-stocked toolbox for businesses looking to grow.
Okay, I get that.
It gives them access to alternative financing options beyond traditional bank loans, potentially leading to lower borrowing costs.
Right, so more options, more competition. That's usually a good thing, right?
And a robust corporate debt market also attracts a wider range of investors, injecting more capital into the economy and contributing to financial stability.
So it's not just about companies getting loans.
It's not. It's about the bigger picture.
It's about the bigger picture of economic growth and stability.
Right.
That makes sense.
It does.
And there are initiatives aimed at bridging this gap.
Okay.
SEBI, for instance, has introduced the electronic book platform to enhance transparency and efficiency in the private placement of bonds.
The electronic book platform.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about bonds, but transparency is usually a good thing in finance, right?
And the RBI is stepping in with partial credit enhancement schemes to make corporate bonds more appealing to investors. Partial credit enhancement. Okay, that sounds complicated. But I guess the takeaway is that they're trying to make these corporate bonds more attractive.
Right. So keep in mind, folks, these seemingly technical initiatives have a ripple effect on the economy. The development of the corporate debt market is a storyline you should be following closely.
I'll make a note of that.
Now, how about we take a break from the present day and journey back in time?
Okay, I'm ready for a time machine.
About 66 million years, to be precise.
Yeah, we're going way back.
You're talking about the Deccan volcanism event, right?
Is that the one with the dinosaurs?
The one that gave us the Deccan traps and is thought to have played a role in the extinction of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's the one.
Imagine the scene, massive volcanic eruptions spewing lava across the Indian landscape for hundreds of thousands of years.
Wow, talk about a dramatic chapter in Earth's history.
It is.
Yeah.
But what's fascinating is a recent study from the Birbal Sahni Institute of Paleosciences. It found that tropical flora, amidst all that volcanic chaos, showed remarkable resilience.
Resilience, huh? So they survived.
While many species were wiped out, these tropical plants bounced back, adapted, and survived.
That's pretty amazing.
That's a testament to the incredible power of nature. But here's the question for our UPSC enthusiasts.
Okay.
What can this ancient event teach us about the challenges we face today?
Ooh, good question. So are you saying there are parallels between then and now?
This isn't just ancient history.
Okay.
It's a valuable lesson in adaptability and resilience.
Right, so even in the face of these huge challenges.
Understanding how ecosystems responded to past environmental upheavals can offer valuable insights for conservation efforts in the face of current challenges like climate change and biodiversity loss. It's a reminder that while nature is powerful, it's also delicate and requires our careful stewardship.
It does, yeah.
Okay, enough time travel for now.
Okay.
Let's bring our focus back to a sector that's vital to India's economy and rural livelihoods, the livestock sector. And we've got some good news. Remember the National Livestock Mission, or NLM? It's gotten a 2.0 upgrade.
NLM 2.0. Okay, tell me more.
NLM 2.0 is all about taking the livestock sector to the next level. It's focused on empowering those involved in the sector, the farmers, the entrepreneurs, to boost productivity and increase output across the board.
Okay, so what kind of output are we talking about here?
Milk, meat, eggs, wool, you name it.
So basically all things livestock, right?
All things livestock. And this is a big deal, especially when you consider that India has the world's largest livestock population.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
We're already the top milk producer and a major player in the global egg and meat market. These stats are not just trivia, they're potential prelims gold.
Oh, for sure. Definitely going to jot those down.
Livestock is a cornerstone of rural livelihoods.
Mm-hmm.
And NLM 2.0 is a clear signal from the government that this sector is a priority, not just for economic reasons, but also for its contribution to food security and rural well-being.
Okay, so it's hitting multiple targets. That's good.
Now, let's turn our attention to another sector where access and affordability are paramount.
Okay.
Healthcare. We've got news from Odisha, which has become the 34th state to implement the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, or ABPMJAY.
Oh, so more people are getting covered under Ayushman Bharat.
That's fantastic news.
Yeah.
ABPMJAY, launched in 2018, is a game changer.
It is.
It's the world's largest health insurance scheme, providing coverage to a vast population,
Right.
over 55 crore beneficiaries.
Wow.
It aims to ensure that quality health care is accessible to all, regardless of their economic background.
Okay, so it's about equity in healthcare, right?
What's particularly interesting about Odisha's implementation is that they're integrating it with their existing state health scheme, the Gopabandhu Jan Arogya Yojana.
Oh, so they're combining the two.
This creates a more comprehensive safety net for residents, combining the benefits of both schemes.
Interesting.
It's a great example of how national and state-level programs can work synergistically to achieve wider coverage and maximize benefits for citizens.
It's kind of win-win, right?
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground already, but we've got more to unpack. Ready for a rapid-fire round of other important news from the day?
Oh, yeah, let's do it. I'm ready for the rapid-fire round.
All right, first up, we've got a strong earthquake striking southwestern Japan. Remember, Japan sits on the infamous Ring of Fire.
Yeah, a very seismically active zone.
Making it extremely prone to earthquakes. This event is a stark reminder of the powerful forces at play beneath the Earth's surface.
It is.
And it highlights the importance of understanding plate tectonics and earthquake preparedness.
Right, always be prepared.
Now, on a completely different note, we've got news from the tech world. CDOT and IIT Mandi have teamed up to develop semiconductor technology.
Ooh, interesting.
This is a big deal. It aligns perfectly with India's push for self-reliance in critical sectors, especially as the global chip shortage has shown us just how vulnerable we could be.
Yeah, we've definitely learned that lesson.
Absolutely. Keep an eye on the Telecom Technology Development Fund, or PTDF. It's playing a crucial role in supporting these kinds of initiatives.
Okay, I'll write that down.
Now, shifting focus to global health, we've got a cholera outbreak in Angola. It's a sobering reminder of the health challenges faced by many developing nations and the importance of public health infrastructure.
Oh, that's sad to hear.
Switching to defense, India recently completed successful trials of the ATGM-NAG Mk2, an indigenously developed anti-tank guided missile.
Okay.
This points to India's growing capabilities in defense technology and its push for self-reliance in this critical area.
So it's about building up our own capability.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Now back to India and a development that will bring cheer to many, the inauguration of the Zimor Tunnel in Jammu and Kashmir.
Oh, I heard about that, yeah.
This tunnel is a game changer for connectivity in the Ladakh region, ensuring all-weather access and giving a boost to tourism and the local economy.
And strategically, it's a pretty big deal too, right?
Its strategic importance cannot be overstated. And back in the capital, we have the reconstitution of the Atomic Energy Commission. While it might seem like an internal matter, understanding the AEC's mandate and its role in shaping India's nuclear program and policies is crucial.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anything nuclear is always significant, especially for India.
Right. Now, for a bit of culture, the Mahakumbh 2025 is currently taking place in Prayagraj. It's a UNESCO-recognized intangible cultural heritage event,
Wow.
drawing millions of pilgrims and showcasing the vibrant tapestry of Indian traditions and spirituality.
It's a huge event. Yeah.
And while we're on the topic of culture and heritage, let's not forget that the International Kite Festival is currently taking place in Ahmedabad.
Oh, fun.
It's a beautiful spectacle that showcases the artistry and cultural vibrancy of Gujarat's kite-making traditions.
I'd love to see that sometime.
Speaking of spectacles, California firefighters are combating wildfires with pink fire retardant.
Pink fire retardant, that's a new one.
It's a new approach, and while it seems effective, it also raises questions about potential environmental impact.
Right, so it's like weighing the benefits against the potential risks.
Another reminder of the complex choices we face in tackling environmental challenges.
It is, yeah.
And finally, an oil spill in the Kerch Strait has sparked concerns about environmental damage and geopolitical tensions in the region.
Oh, right. I saw that in the news.
It highlights the strategic importance of this waterway connecting the Black Sea and the Sea of Azov.
It does, yeah. Very strategic location.
We've covered a lot in this first segment, haven't we?
We have. Wow. That was a lot of information.
From renewable energy and debt markets
Mm-hmm.
to ancient history and the latest headlines, it's all connected.
It is.
And for those prepping for the UPSC, remember that the key is not just absorbing facts, but analyzing them. Look for those interconnections. Think about the so what implications, and you'll be well on your way to mastering current affairs.
So it's not just about memorizing, it's about understanding
Exactly.
that connections, the big picture.
It's about connecting the dots,
Yeah.
analyzing the why behind and developing that insightful perspective that sets you apart as a future leader.
I like that.
And on that note, we'll move on to our second segment after a short break.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. It's true, staying on top of current affairs can feel like a constant uphill battle, but that's where we come in, helping you cut through the noise and focus on the insights that matter most for the UPSC.
Exactly. And speaking of cutting through the noise, let's circle back to a topic we touched upon earlier, the difference in development between India's government and corporate debt markets. Remember, we talked about how the government debt market is far more mature.
Yes, and this isn't just a technicality. It has real implications for India's economic growth. A vibrant corporate debt market is crucial for businesses to access the capital they need to expand, invest, and create jobs.
So it's like providing more avenues for businesses to fuel their growth, which in turn contributes to the overall economic engine of the country.
Precisely. And when businesses have access to diverse funding sources, it can potentially lower borrowing costs, leading to more competitive and dynamic markets.
But we also talked about how there are initiatives in place to bridge this gap. Can you elaborate a bit more on those?
Of course, SEBI, the regulatory body for securities markets, has introduced the Electronic Book Platform, or EBP. It's a game changer for the private placement of bonds, bringing in much-needed transparency and efficiency.
So it's like taking a process that was once opaque and cumbersome and making it more accessible and streamlined.
Exactly. And on the other side, we have the RBI India Central Bank stepping in with partial credit enhancement schemes. These schemes essentially act as a safety net for investors, making them more comfortable lending money to corporations by mitigating some of the risks.
So by reducing the perceived risk,
Yeah.
these initiatives are making corporate bonds more attractive to a wider pool of investors. More investment flowing into businesses means more fuel for growth. It's all connected.
Precisely. And for you, the aspiring civil servant, understanding these interconnections is crucial. These seemingly technical financial mechanisms have a direct impact on economic growth, job creation, and overall financial stability.
Okay, so from the world of finance, let's take a giant leap back in time. Remember the Deccan volcanism event we talked about earlier, massive volcanic eruptions, the Deccan traps, and the extinction of the dinosaurs?
It's one of those events that captures the imagination, isn't it? And a recent study from the Birbalsani Institute of Paleosciences adds another layer to this fascinating story. They found that while the Deccan eruptions were undoubtedly catastrophic, tropical flora showed remarkable resilience.
So amidst all that chaos and devastation, these plants adapted, survived, and eventually thrived. That's incredible.
It speaks to the incredible power of life to persist even in the face of extreme adversity. But what I find truly fascinating is what this tells us about the present.
You mean about our current environmental challenges?
Exactly. By studying how ecosystems responded to such a massive upheaval millions of years ago, we can gain valuable insights into the resilience of nature.
So it's like looking for clues in the past to help us navigate the challenges of the present, particularly as we grapple with issues like climate change and biodiversity loss.
Precisely the past can be a powerful teacher, helping us understand the complex interplay between life and the environment.
Okay, enough time travel for now. Let's bring our focus back to a sector that's vital to India's economy and rural livelihoods, the livestock sector. And there's some exciting news. Remember the National Livestock Mission, or NLM, has gotten a 2.0 upgrade.
That's right. NLM 2.0 is all about invigorating the sector, focusing on entrepreneurship, enhancing productivity, and ultimately increasing output across the board, whether it's milk, meat, eggs, or wool. NLM 2.0 aims to empower those involved in the livestock sector to achieve more.
And this is particularly significant given that India boasts the world's largest livestock population. We're already a global leader in milk production and a major player in the meat and egg markets.
And let's not forget the millions of people in rural India whose livelihoods are directly linked to livestock. NLM 2.0 is a clear signal from the government that this sector is a priority not just for economic reasons, but also for its contribution to food security and rural well-being.
Now let's turn our attention to another sector, where access and affordability are paramount healthcare. We've got news from Odisha, which has become the 34th state to implement the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana.
This is a major step towards realizing the vision of universal health coverage in India. ABPMJAY, launched in 2018, is a testament to the government's commitment to ensuring that quality healthcare is within reach for all, regardless of their socioeconomic background.
What I find particularly commendable about Odisha's approach is that they're integrating ADPMJAY with their existing state health scheme, the Gopabandhu Jan Arogya Yojana.
It's a smart move by combining the benefits of both schemes. They're creating a more robust and comprehensive healthcare safety net for residents. It's a great example of how national and state-level programs can complement each other to achieve greater impact.
All right, we've explored renewable energy debt markets, ancient volcanic events, and government initiatives in livestock and healthcare. Now, let's zip through some other noteworthy news from the day. Think of it as a rapid-fire round of insights.
Sounds good. These quick hits often reveal surprising connections and highlight the interconnected nature of current events.
First up, a strong earthquake has jolted southwestern Japan, a region situated along the seismically active Ring of Fire. It's a stark reminder of the powerful forces that shape our planet and the importance of disaster preparedness.
And while we're on the topic of powerful forces, let's switch gears to technology. CDOT and IIT Mandi have joined forces to develop cutting-edge semiconductor technology. This partnership underscores India's ambition to become a global player in the semiconductor industry, a sector crucial for technological advancement and economic growth.
Absolutely. And remember, the Telecom Technology Development Fund, or TTDF, it's playing a key role in supporting these initiatives aimed at boosting India's technological prowess, now shifting focus to global health. A cholera outbreak in Angola highlights the persistent challenges faced by many developing nations in ensuring access to clean water and sanitation, crucial elements of public health.
And speaking of challenges, the ongoing conflict in Ukraine continues to cast a long shadow on global affairs. The latest developments underscore the human cost of conflict and the urgent need for diplomatic solutions.
Closer to home, the inauguration of the Zimor Tunnel in Jammu and Kashmir marks a significant milestone in improving connectivity in the strategically vital Ladakh region. This all-weather tunnel is not just about infrastructure. It's about strengthening national security, boosting tourism, and facilitating economic growth.
Indeed, and back in the capital, we have the reconstitution of the Atomic Energy Commission. While seemingly an internal matter is significant for understanding the direction of India's nuclear program and its role in global nuclear non-proliferation efforts.
Now, for a touch of culture, the Mahakumbh 2025 is in full swing in Prayagraj, drawing millions of pilgrims and showcasing India's rich spiritual traditions. This UNESCO-recognized event is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the cultural vibrancy of India.
And while we're celebrating culture, let's not forget the International Kite Festival happening in Ahmedabad. It's a visual treat showcasing the artistry and creativity of Gujarat's kite-making traditions.
Now, for a story that blends innovation with environmental concerns, firefighters in California are using pink fire retardant to combat wildfires. While effective in slowing the spread of flames, it raises questions about potential long-term environmental impact.
It's a reminder that even the best solutions often come with trade-offs, and environmental considerations must be weighed carefully.
And finally, an oil spill in the Kerch Strait. A strategically important waterway connecting the Black Sea and the Sea of Azov raises concerns about environmental damage and geopolitical tensions in the region.
This incident underscores the interconnectedness of environmental issues and geopolitical dynamics.
We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From ancient volcanic eruptions to modern-day technological advancements, from government initiatives to global events. It's all interconnected.
And for those of you preparing for the UPSC, remember, current affairs aren't just about knowing the headlines. It's about understanding the deeper currents that shape our world.
It's about connecting the dots, analyzing the why, behind the what, and developing that insightful perspective that sets you apart as a future leader.
And on that note, let's take a moment to reflect on all we've discussed. What stands out to you as the most significant development of the day?
For me, it's the convergence of technology and national ambition, particularly in the context of India's push for self-reliance in critical sectors like semiconductor manufacturing. This, coupled with the continued growth in renewable energy, paints a picture of a nation striving for a future that's both technologically advanced and environmentally sustainable.
That's an excellent point. It's about building a future where India not only meets its own needs, but also emerges as a global leader in innovation and sustainability.
Now, for all our listeners, especially those gearing up for the UPSC, think about this. What are the potential challenges and opportunities that arise from this convergence of technology and national ambition? How do we navigate the ethical and social implications of these advancements?
These are the questions that will define India's trajectory in the coming years, and they are precisely the kind of questions that the UPSC exam seeks to address.
It's fascinating how a single day's news can offer such a diverse snapshot of where India stands in the world, striving for technological leadership, grappling with complex environmental challenges, and navigating a dynamic global landscape.
It really is.
And for those preparing for the UPSC, this daily deep dive into current affairs is more than just information gathering.
Oh, absolutely.
It's about honing your analytical skills, connecting seemingly disparate events,
Right.
and understanding the underlying currents that shape our world.
It's about seeing the bigger picture, the connections, the so what.
It's about developing that critical thinking that will set you apart not just in the exam, but in your future roles as policymakers and leaders.
Exactly. You've got to think like a leader.
So as we wrap up our analysis of the January 14th news cycle,
Okay.
let's turn the focus back to you, the listener.
Right.
What were your key takeaways from today's deep dive? What resonated with you the most?
Yeah, what stood out? Was it the renewable energy boom? The debt market discussion?
Or maybe it was something from our rapid fire round,
Uh-huh.
the strategic importance of the Seymour Tunnel, the cultural significance of the Mahakumbh, or the complex ethical questions surrounding technological advancements.
So many things to think about.
The beauty of current affairs is that it's tapestry woven from diverse threads: economics, politics, environment, technology, culture. It's all interconnected.
It really is.
And your success in the UPSC exam hinges on your ability to see these connections, to
Right.
analyze the why behind the what, how to articulate your insights in a clear and compelling manner.
You've got to be able to connect those dots.
So as you continue your preparation, remember, don't just memorize the headlines.
Right.
Delve deeper.
Ask questions.
Ask questions. Challenge yourself to think critically. And never lose sight of the bigger picture. You're not just preparing for an exam. You're preparing to serve your nation, to contribute to building a better tomorrow.
It's about making a difference.
So stay curious, stay informed, and keep diving deep into the world of current affairs. And on that note, we'll sign off for today. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and best of luck on your UPSC journey.
Best of luck, everyone.